Okay, hello and welcome to IUS Horizon Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about paranormal stuff. Anyone like to start with a story, maybe? Yes.
You know what? I got it. For once, I'll actually talk. So I guess I'll talk about the time me and my cousin, we were like, I think this was like 4 or 5 years ago. So young-ish. So my cousin comes over to Indiana every now and then, like every other year, to come just visit with all the family. And this one we were, obviously a little younger, so we were just doing whatever, playing games, and then staying up till like 3 or 4 in the morning. So at like 2:30, 3 in the morning, we decided like we want to do some ghost stuff. We want to do something fun. So we go out, and my house, there was someone who actually had a heart attack in the backyard and passed away. And so ever since then, weird stuff has been happening around our house ever since we learned about it. Like monitors will sometimes turn on their own. My dad, including like my mom and me, have heard all things like my dad. He'll hear my mom say, "Hey, can you come here for a second?" And my mom said, "I didn't say a thing." A couple nights ago, I was over there and I heard my dad yelling for me. I went in there. He's sleeping. So, we decided to do something called hide and seek with a ghost. I don't know why we thought that was a good idea. So we have like a basement and just the first floor. That's it. Mm-hmm. So we hide under the kitchen table and we just start doing some weird chant where we're just like, hide and seek, ghosts come find us, or some stupid stuff like that. And we sit there for like 5 minutes just messing around on our phones, and then we just listen real quick, and then we hear footsteps coming up from the basement. I'm just like, oh shoot, my mom must be up there. And I realize they've both been to bed for 4 hours now. So we're kind of sitting there listening. The footsteps stop and then start rushing up the stairs, and we're just like, okay, yeah, no, we both. He knocks over like 3 chairs getting out of the kitchen. We're both running back into my room, and we hear the footsteps not stopping. They keep coming towards us, like behind us. So we keep thinking like, let's just get to the room, shut the door. So we shut the door, lock it, and then we hear my mom talking. And we're just like, oh, it was my mom. So I guess she was just trying to scare us. We go out there. There's no one there. We walk into my mom's room. They're both sleeping.
Oh
my bro. So do you believe in ghosts?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, you'd become a believer.
Yeah, right. No kidding. At that point, it was like I could go either way. It didn't really. But after hearing the stuff in our house and like that experience, yeah, I think that there's definitely something in the house. I don't think it's like bad per se, because it's just noises, can't hurt you. But I don't have any explanations for that. No one was awake. It was just me and him. And the footsteps were behind me, even though he was in front of me. So I can't explain any of it.
Wow.
And I think I was just recalling about it with him like a couple seconds ago. And he's like, yeah, I remember that still. So it's both fresh in our memories and we can recall it perfectly because of just how weird and unexplained it was.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I don't know why, but it made me think of the game we used to play in school, Charlie. Do you guys remember with the pencils?
Yeah.
How you would like make a circle and then, well, you don't have to make a circle, but like a T, and then you'd put yes, no, and you'd bounce pencils and like.
Charlie, are you there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got they had a bit of a wild story. This one actually is not that old. I would say roughly around the time of quarantine was when this occurred. Not too long after, maybe like my sophomore year of high school. So like, I was, for context, my first year, a good portion of it was in quarantine. And then we came back officially and school started up again, but I lost a good chunk of my 8th grade year. And this story is very vivid. We almost called the cops. It was actually scary enough that I had ran inside and gotten a knife and had my phone recording in case I needed to like have evidence. But pretty much what happened was I was up. It was about, I would say, midnight around that point in time. It's pretty late. I know my sister and her partner are still awake. And I know that they're like watching their shows and stuff, but they're upstairs. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go out to the garage where we have like a fridge and where there's like exercise machines. I'm going to go and grab a Kool-Aid. I'm going to grab a Gatorade. It was Gatorade. I was like, okay. And I have a bunch of spooky stories. We'll cover some of them throughout this episode. But I don't like going outside of the dark alone, especially when it's like having to cross quite a bit of distance to get to my garage. So I was like, you know what? I want to just record for my own safety. You know, like if anything happens to me, I'll just drop my phone and people will know what happened at least. So I'm recording. I'm like singing, you know, bobbing back and forth. And this is a very dumb video, and I probably will post it at some point because it was really funny. I'm just bouncing back and forth, heading to the garage. And I even said at the very start of this, I'm recording this in case anything ever happens to me because I am a paranoid weirdo that can't help myself. And so I go to the garage. Sure enough, there's video recording of me wearing my slippers, walking up to the fridge, pulling out a Gatorade. And the video didn't catch the following very well, but I do have photographs and I have clips. And there is actually a couple students here on campus that can vouch for the story because I showed them the photos the very next day in the whole video. As I was leaving the garage, I went to go close the door, and right next to it, there was a fence. And I saw a man standing in the back parking lot where my fence is. And I was like, oh. And like you can even hear me stop like in my tracks. I stopped moving. It's looking at the ground. And he's just staring at me. I didn't think anything of it, so I just slowly start backing away. I'm like, okay, sometimes there's weirdos. They exist. They roam around. I couldn't see him very well. There's a motion sensor light right by the back parking area, and he proceeds to just take a couple steps forward, and he's just staring at me. And I, at the moment, didn't get a good look at his face. I just had this bottom of my gut feeling something was wrong. And so I quickly start backing up, but I keep my camera pointed at the fence, which I keep it aimed at him. I start backing up. He dead sprints at my fence, full speed, charges at my fence and smacks against it. And you can hear it in the video. And I bolt to the back door, immediately run inside, grab a knife, lock the back door, and I scream, Kendall, Cody, downstairs, please. And like I start screaming help. Like I'm terrified. It's on the video. And I cut off the video. Kendall and Cody came downstairs, and I was like, I'm fearing for my life. I need you all to please come outside with me. I want to know if I have to call the cops. A man just tried to break into our house. And they're like, okay. We go outside to the back gate, and one of the boards is dented in, but no one is by the back gate. The board I could bring in photos next week, has a hole in it from where it was kicked, but no one was there. We weren't able to get anything on any photography, any footage of like our security cameras. But in the video itself, I did get a photo of the man's face, but it was only for a split second in it. And his eyes were extremely dilated, like almost engulfed the entirety of his eyeball. And he just was laughing in the video. And that is my paranormal horror story that I, to this day, am terrified to go by my back gate, especially at nighttime, without like a dog with me.
I'm so curious to see that.
It
looks like.
I will take photos of the fence and everything, exactly where it happened. I can recreate the whole thing. It was
crazy. Wait, so you have like his face?
Yeah.
On.
That's either a paranormal story or a
psycho
story.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, though, he was tall. Like he was freakishly tall. I'm
a basketball crackhead.
No, I'm talking like I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not a tall person. I'm not a very tall guy. This guy made me feel like a little kid staring at him. I was fearing for my life.
Like kind of like Slender Man, like tall.
Not like that, but like he could punch and break my sensor light if he wanted to. Okay. Like he's at least 6'5", at least, and he just, again, I'm so grateful we had netting on that fence because if we didn't, he could have just full vaulted over. Scared the hell out of me.
What the heck?
That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so you said that you didn't catch it on like security camera or anything?
Mm-mm.
Were there cameras pointed to that direction?
Yes.
And it didn't catch anything?
We have two two backyard cameras that cover the main ground, and they cover the very edge of the garage area. And all they picked up was me going over, me stopping, and me dead sprinting, and something hitting the fence. They didn't actually catch what it was, though.
Wow.
Jeez.
I have
That's
another story
terrifying.
too, but that is probably just an animal in shock.
Right.
I'm normally a skepticist. I normally don't like. Okay, I do think that some paranormal stuff. I have several stories where I'm like, I just can't explain that. I don't know if it's ghosts. I just can't explain it. But then there's also other stories where it's like, that's horrifying. I don't like thinking about it. I have a possible explanation. Doesn't explain certain parts of it though.
Right.
So
So you're like in the middle of I believe and I don't believe.
yeah, I think it's a good place to have me at.
Do you have any stories?
So y'all are gonna find me the most quiet in this one. I don't have any stories because I was one of those skepticals, if you will. I did not
Mhm.
mess with that stuff. I did one thing once and nothing happened. It was the Bloody Mary and the mirror thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it and nothing happened. But and I never messed with Ouija boards and all that stuff because I believe y'all might think I'm weird for this, but I think there's a middle. So there's heaven. I'm religious, just a little bit, just a
Mhm.
bit. Like I believe like a Christianity, like heaven, hell, and I think there's purgatory, where like if you have some unfinished business, then I think you are like you want to come back and you want to deal with whatever you're going to deal with.
Mhm.
But like I genuinely think there's ghosts and stuff like that, and like entities and stuff like that, because like if we're getting into folklore, like I think the stuff that goes on in the Appalachian Mountains, you won't see me going there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I do have some stories.
See, he can have this whole podcast. I have nothing. Like really, I did not mess with that stuff, and I still don't. The only thing I have is I went to Waverly Hills, and I wish I had the photo. My dad's girlfriend took a picture of it, and there was apparitions, orbs everywhere.
That's insane.
It was crazy. She still has that photo, I think. But I didn't really get to experience anything because it was on a Halloween thing, and there was people dressing up and stuff. They were trying to scare you.
Okay.
So while you were touring, so there was nothing I could have experienced to explain.
Right.
But
Back before it was a tourist attraction,
broke into it.
I didn't. I know people that did.
I mean, that's like everyone's favorite thing to do, so I don't blame them.
And they were able to climb all the way up to the bell at the top. And
That's where someone jumped,
apparently they have some really good stories about it. But yeah, but you mentioned Waverly. I was like, that is a crazy place. So
The body shoot is supposed to be the worst. I've never been into the body shoot though.
they don't let people in normally. I mean, they do
Tourists.
sometimes for tours, but
Yeah, for
like
tours.
it's more expensive to go down there.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it's more haunted, maybe.
Like
Yeah.
you have to. There's a whole like normally they won't bring kids down there or anything. Like you can do a tour and like have kids go on a tour, but like you cannot bring them to the body shoot. I don't know why.
Wow.
Well, at least last time I checked, they couldn't. I was trying to go for a. Oh gosh, this ties a little bit into like the unsolved part of the show and the paranormal. As I said, I also kind of think that there's like, I think there's a solid chance there's something. There's we can't explain everything, whether or not it's beyond science, whatever it is. And like with the Appalachians, there's like the whole. It's a special type of electromagnetic field from the mountains, which is a studied thing. That's a thing. And there's obviously some science to the regions and some weird phenomena that you can't fully explain. But I personally find it exciting. I've done a bunch of dumb ghost hunting things. I've had so many stupid stories. There's a story about me and my friends going ghost hunting, and we accidentally freaked someone out so bad. They thought we were a bunch of crazy people running around like an old abandoned baseball field, and they called the cops. And I ended up having a very chill moment with the cop where he was like, hey, are you okay? Me and my friend were just sitting in a parking lot. Like, yeah, we're chill. We're just doing some ghost stuff. Like, oh, I used to do that when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, it's a lot of fun. We didn't mean to do anything crazy. And he was like, yeah, I was as long as you're not like damaging any property or stuff, y'all are fine. And just try not to be out here too late because it is closed. I'm like, oh, my bad. I had no idea. Thank you, officer. Super chill. But yeah, I've had instances like that where I love exploring. And right now, I really want at some point in the near future to go on a trip around the United States to the most haunted locations in America.
That
And
sounds sick.
some of the places on my list is the Axe Murder House.
Yeah.
I got the Great Butcher incident. I have Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The Queen Mary's on that list. I just have this big bucket list that I want to go down to all these different haunted places. Oh, you know, it'd be a really good place to talk about Goatman Bridge.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That one, we will have an episode on that in the other podcast. We will.
I need to do my research.
Do you not know about Goatman Bridge? Do you know about Goatman Bridge? Yeah, we all know about. You don't know about Goatman Bridge? It is one of the like supposed haunted, like most haunted places you can go in America. Period. It's bad. And even if it's not just a haunted factor, people do like cultist ritual sacrifices underneath the bridge. That's not a bit. They literally have to clean up dead animal carcasses every week.
Yeah, it's like a demonic kind of place.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Like
Yeah.
Satanist. And...
What state?
It's oh gosh, I cannot remember off the top of it. It's not Hopkinsville. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I only know because of Sam and Colby.
Yeah, Sam and Colby's a very popular.
That's the reason I know all the places you were naming is because I watched them go to them.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole. I did a whole paranormal class, and actually, I did a whole paranormal class over the summer. Where I, like in my free time, I was like, you know what, I'm going to study like ghosts and stuff. Why not? And just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Love of the game. But no, the Goatman Bridge is really unique because I will have an entire document ready for that episode when we fully talk about it. But supposedly it drives you insane. Like driving across the bridge, you can hear, from what it says, you can hear the devil or a devil whisper in your ear to drive off the bridge. And it completely destroys like electronics, everything apparently short circuits on the bridge. It has a chance for stuff to just abruptly break. Oh my gosh. I thought about another thing I definitely want to talk about in this episode because it fits paranormal so well. But apparently like your car can break down. People have been known to get lost and stuck in loops by the bridge. People have been known to like during certain times of the year can literally see like people in strange like macabre outfits sitting underneath the bridge, like butchering animals. And they have like graffiti. There's actual like stains, like rust from blood on parts of the bridge where people would kill animals.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's a crazy bridge.
Understood. Wow.
There's an object I really want to talk about that I think you might find interesting because it behaves very similar to your situation. Have any of you heard? I'm going to regret saying this because you're not supposed to talk bad about it, apparently. Not meaning to talk bad. I simply wish to inform. If this legend is true, please don't give me cancer or kill me.
Oh, is it Robert?
It's Robert. Yeah, you knew exactly what I was talking about. I didn't even have to say
It was
it.
either Annabelle or Robert. I knew you were talking about one.
Yeah. Robert specifically. Dread, please, Robert. It's raining today. I'm not trying to make fun of you or insult you. I'm genuinely just trying to inform. Robert the doll is the most haunted doll on the planet. By
Sally doll or Annabelle.
no, it's not
Robert's
close.
way worse.
Robert the
Understood.
doll was originally a gift made in honor of a young boy and his puppy dog, and he was in a sailor outfit because the boy really aspired to be a sailor. Eventually, the boy passed away. I believe it was I think he passed away, or someone in his life passed away from an illness. And that's when the hauntings began, where it was believed that Robert got possessed by something. It does not describe what, but every single person that has owned the house has either disappeared, like not owned the house, owned the doll, has either disappeared or their house has caught on fire. And this is a consistent thing where Robert the doll has been in 3 separate house fires, completely fine.
Wow.
3. And not to mention, Robert the doll itself is known to supposedly play pranks on its owners. And it is very active, specifically if you're like around the doll or speaking of the doll. But the reason why it's said to be the most haunted doll in the world is because if you talk bad about Robert at all, there has been reports after reports of documentation, which you know about, of people dying less than 2 weeks after talking about Robert. And all for normally similar circumstances, whether it was from developing cancer, whether it was from a car accident. There was actually a family, it was a young couple, I believe, that went to see Robert on a motorcycle, and they went to the museum he's currently at where he's locked in a glass box, and they took a bunch of photos of Robert. And you're not supposed to do that. Big no, do not take photos. And they supposedly took photos of Robert and insulted him and were making fun of him. And on the way home, they got into a horrible motorcycle accident that almost took their legs, which is what apparently they were making fun of, was his pants.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they have several like boxes of letters from people that have written to Robert saying like, I'm so sorry and all this stuff, because like after they saw him, so many bad things happened in their life. And so they had to like write to him and be like, I'm sorry, please make this stop. And like, you know.
And the scariest part is apparently the museum actually has gotten responses where after they sent the apology, it started to die down, the horrible things that would happen.
So be mean to him and then say sorry just to witness it.
No, because there's a chance you'll just die from it.
Yeah.
Like it is worse to touch Robert than it is to pick up and play with Annabelle.
Wow.
Like for a comparison to how bad this doll actually is.
Well, have y'all heard about the Warrens? So I think it's the daughter or the son or whichever, and like they're married and they took Annabelle on tour, and they I think every destination that they brought her to, there's been something bad happen. Like one plantation that's been there for years, historical and everything, caught on fire, and then supposed to come to Louisville, Kentucky, but I think they stopped the tour. I don't know.
They kept going with the tour. It didn't come to Louisville. It went to Lexington, Kentucky. But the guy who was in charge of the tour and in charge of the doll actually died while they were on tour with the doll. And they said that she got lost. She never actually got lost. That was just a rumor. But yeah, I don't know why.
To keep them in that house.
Yes.
That's what they said. Keep them in the house. There. That's why I believe in entities and stuff like that. That's why I believe in what I believe, because of that stuff. I don't.
Yes. You don't mess around with that kind of stuff.
No, you really don't. You really don't.
Again, not meaning to insult any malevolent spirits that may or may not be listening to what I'm saying, because I don't want to die in the rain today. I would very much not like to. I highly respect like spectrals like that. Oh my gosh. And the Conjuring house, has some crazy stories. Everyone knows Conjuring.
I've never seen the movie, but I've heard of it. Obviously.
I need to watch it too, not gonna lie.
Do you want to go to the house together? We could totally do that.
We have a house in the hometown where I'm from in Mitchell. I forget what it's called. Apparently it's super haunted, and they like do tours. I forget what it's called, but me and my family were supposed to go there one time, and then all of a sudden they're just like, oh yeah, we're not doing the house anymore. It's called Whispers Estate.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It's apparently just a paranormal attraction that a lot of people go to. Let me see.
I will say there's one attraction I have been to that scared me. Like, it didn't scare me at death. It felt gross. Like, have you ever been somewhere like where people have died or something like that, or like when you enter a recently deceased home and the air just feels gross? There's no other way to describe it. I was in New Orleans, and if you know anything about New Orleans, they got some crazy murder stories.
Yes.
Crazy. I found the serial killer, the pharmacist. I went to his manor. And they don't let you go inside the manor, but they let you go inside the main archway where he would carry bodies underneath the medicine and the horse carriage. I cannot explain that feeling. It made you want to throw up. And I know I'm probably like, oh, he's exaggerating. Oh, he's over. No, I'm not. If you know that feeling of when you're in a place that you feel like you shouldn't be, or you feel like there's like that's like pit of your stomach feeling that something's wrong, times that by 11, and that's what it felt like being in that archway. That it was just gross. And I didn't even know about this until after we left that area. But the area we were standing under, where I wanted to throw up, he hid bodies in the right above the archway in a little pocket where he like had traps. I didn't even know that.
So we can talk about other people's paranormal experiences, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can I explain? Some of you have probably heard of this. If you know Mr. Ballin on
Yes,
YouTube,
I love Mr.
I
Ballin.
don't.
there's a thing called Flight 401.
Yes, the one that disappeared.
That one is honestly pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like the cockpit crew, and all of the passengers on a plane. Some weird light thing happened on a newer plane, and they all crashed and died. I think was there any survivors in that one? I don't know if there was.
I don't think so, no.
So they used some of the parts of that plane to build a new plane. And this one was like documented by hundreds of people who saw and heard the exact same thing, and they can all vouch for it, telling different story. Like, there are no different stories. It's the same story told by hundreds of people in different rooms that have no contact, so they can't like, oh yeah, this is what happened, make sure to tell them this. So I think they were having another issue. It's a long story. Mr. Ballin did like a whole 40-minute like or so video on it, and it was really good. But the main gist of it was there was a captain there who was like just sitting in the like where all the passengers sit. And so this flight attendant came up and she's like, hey, are you just riding with us? We need to make sure we document everything. And he wouldn't say a word. He would just sit there, not talking. And then somebody in the passenger another passenger while the flight attendant went back to the captain to be like, hey, can we talk about this guy? One of the passengers actually noticed who was sitting there. And it was one of the former flight crews from the plane that crashed and died. I think it was Don Repo was his name. And they're all, that's the captain that's sitting right there. And then he vanishes in thin air. His entire form is gone. And so every single person on that plane sees that, and they're just hysterical. Because they're just like, how do you vanish like that?
Right.
How did that just happen? And there was, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it, but there was like forms of the airline company that have been just erased about that. They will not allow you to talk about it.
Wow.
We might get copyright struck or something.
I just think that the actual airline, like flight attendants, cannot speak publicly about it because it's alleged.
Right.
But
Wow.
100+ people talking about the exact same story, and all of them reciting the exact same way, exact same thing, exact same person, screams, everything, is a little more than a coincidence.
That reminds me of this is one of the stories I really want to cover in our podcast when we talk about like mysteries and stuff, which we still are trying to name. But I think it's called Flight 47. It's the disappearing plane that went off course, shut down its radars. If you don't know about it, it is one of the biggest airline mysteries, and it's one of the most sought after treasures like of people are trying to find. Any piece
Malaysian flight?
Yeah, Malaysian.
Yeah.
Malaysian Flight 47, I think. And I don't know if it's 47. I know there's something involving a 7.
47 sounds right.
Yeah.
370.
370. Yes. Because so what ended up happening was there was a flight where everything was scheduled to be like go as normal. It was one of the really long travel flights. I think it was supposed to go to it was like across the Pacific. So it was like big flight, very specific amount of fuel. They don't have unlimited fuel. They know this. During the flight, they ended up being several hours late. And so the people at command were like, hey, where are you guys? And they said, sorry, sir, we seem to have lost our way. And they were like, okay, here, let us help navigate you. And after about 30 minutes, they cut off all communication. The last known message from them was Flight 370, signing off and good night, was the last known sentence communication sent from their plane before they went completely off the rails. The plane abruptly took a sharp turn and went completely off course, almost like as if it was being followed or something, like it was just making random patterns. And after a certain point, it is believed the captain knew they were going to all die because it started writing in the sky on the map chart the word 370 with a crown. Like it made the pattern of a 3 and the 70. And then a little bit after it did that, it went south. And while it was flying across south, gone. No radar, nothing, completely vanished off the face of the earth, and no one knows what happened to it.
They still can't find any of the pieces or people.
And every time they think they find a piece, I think there's only ever been one piece.
Yeah, there was one that was found in the Pacific. I think it was on the coast of like Shanghai or something.
Yeah,
like that.
but no one knows where it came from, how long it's been there. It looks extremely weathered, like as if it had gone through a lot of stuff even before crashing, let alone through the ocean. And almost the entire rest of the plane hasn't been found. If I'm not mistaken, I think there has been some updates where more pieces have been found, but still a large majority of the plane's just gone with no trace of survivors.
So then my next question is, do you guys think Bermuda is paranormal? Bermuda Triangle? No?
I think there's some weird weather patterns. Sure, that's confirmed. Like Bermuda's area is just weird. I think that it's kind of like an Appalachian situation where we just don't fully understand the nature of the environment and that's impacting stuff.
I do have a paranormal story of my own.
Ooh.
Since I was like, even before I was a baby, my parents went to this church. And I grew up in this church. It was like my second home, kind of. And it got very creepy at night. I mean, any church like in the dark would probably be terrifying. And we had the main room where, we did everything, and there were the pews and everything. So in the front there was a stage, and then you just had the pews back. And me and my best friend, I don't know why we were there at night. We had probably gone to like this youth group thing, and then after we're just walking around or something. And we went inside, and so it's kind of like there's space in the middle that goes straight to the stage, and then on the sides are where the pews are. And we were walking in the middle, and she can attest to this. I don't know if she remembers. I haven't asked her about it, and we both looked up, and there was this big glowing orb just going across the stage, and it was kind of like a circle, but like an ovalish kind of shape, and I can't explain what it was. She can't explain what it was, but I have heard that like spirits or ghosts can like be seen in orbs and stuff like that instead of like just full person. But that's my paranormal story.
Wow.
I totally forgot I have one from a couple days ago.
A couple days ago.
Yeah,
Wow.
This happened like I don't know. I guess it was because I thought more of like a home invasion story instead of a paranormal, but I mean, I guess it wasn't because there was no one there. It was like, again, like 3 or 4 a.m. Perfect time for it. I was visiting my mom and dad. Again, happens at their house. So I usually have my German Shepherd dog, Belle, lay with me in bed. And so I hear like 3 in the morning, I kind of wake up for some reason. I randomly wake up at night. And so I'm kind of like just checking my phone, making sure there's nothing going on. And I start kind of drifting back to bed. And then I hear 3 knocks, just boom, boom, boom. I'm like, huh, okay, is that me? I look towards my dog, and ears perked up. She's looking at something in the room. And so I'm like, okay, something's here. So I grab my pistol from my side table, and just in case there's someone in the house, I got to protect it. But I go and I clear my bathroom, I clear the living room, and then I go to the front door because that's where I heard it from. I open it thinking like maybe there's someone out here, and no one, not a soul. All the dogs are up staring at that door. My Great Dane, the Belle, she's still prancing around in my room looking at the door. I look, our pit bull, she's up looking at that door. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe someone's around the house. So I go out there with my pistol and I just make sure no one's, around the house. No one. Not a soul. 3 discernible knocks. I remember it clear as day. Just knock, knock, knock. Loud. And so my parents wake up, and because I thought, like, legitimately, I thought that there was someone in the house. So I text my dad, like, hey, I think there's someone here, right before I went and did all that. So my dad's out, and he's like, hey, what's going on? Did you see anything? And I was like, no, I checked the whole house. I checked the perimeter and everything. Front door, gone. He's all, okay. So he grabs his gun just in case, and we both check the backyard, check the basement, check out back, like back behind the house. Nothing. Nobody at all. There's nothing out moving. It's not the cat. He was outside, and I don't think my cat, like, why would he jump like that? That's just weird.
Right.
All the dogs, it could have been them, but also why would they be making 3 discernible knocks on a door?
So you said that, like, the dogs perked up. Do you guys think that animals have more senses than us that can,
Yes.
like,
100%.
like, notice paranormal stuff? Because my cats, like, they'll start growling in just a place where there's nothing. And I'm like, you're freaking me out right now.
Yes,
It is like
yes.
1 a.m. Please
Yes.
stop.
I will say that animals can see different colors and wavelengths than
Right.
us.
Yes.
Like pistol shrimp. That would be a crazy pet to have if it started freaking out, because they can see ultraviolet colors and they can see pretty much every color on
Yeah.
the spectrum. So imagine you got something like that and you just see it go like bonk, bonk, like on the glass as it's like it's pointed. That'd freak me out. But oh, I know you seeing something because you can
Right.
see everything.
Right? Yeah, dogs can see black and white, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I know for a fact. And their ears are so much better than ours. So, like, Belle popping up like that and, like, the dogs popping up like that, it makes sense.
And she isn't like, well, I mean, I was going to say she's not really freaked out by much. She's freaked out by a lot. But she's never, like, gotten out of bed that fast, that scared. It was like something was in the room, like, touching her, like, shaking her awake.
Oh, my gosh.
So, like, unexplained by me, I told my mom about it in the morning. She's like, yeah, I didn't hear a thing last night. And so, my dad has heard the story because, I mean, he was there. But it was super odd. It was just 3 knocks, so I figured maybe someone's in the house. Gotta be sure, gotta be careful. Then clear the entire area, basement, outside, nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that could have came from.
That's so crazy. And like I watched a show, like the only thing that I do that may even invite that stuff maybe remotely is I watch Dead Files, and that's it. It's a show called Dead Files. That's literally
My
it.
mom, all she watches is criminal stuff.
Criminal
so
stuff. Ugh.
and ghost stories. She loves
Yeah.
ghosts. So do I.
That's-
Yeah.
My
me
dad
too.
listens to them.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
I do so much dumb stuff. I think I've welcomed like at least 80 ghosts into my house. I'm gonna be so real. Like I've just done so much stuff. I'm like, let's go ghost hunting. Let's go hunting for these monsters. My friend's like, no,
Yeah, right.
Matt has asthma. He's gonna die on the way there. And I'm like, it'll be fine.
Why would it just plain old manhunt?
Oh, manhunt with extra steps is more like it.
You sucker your friends into it too?
Oh yeah.
I suckered my roommate into it last year. I was like, dude, we got to go to that. There's a graveyard in New Albany. It's like a war memorial.
Mhm.
And it's open 24 hours, so anybody can like go to the memorial and look around. And I was like, dude, we should go check it out. And he's like, no, I'm not touching that. And after like 3 hours convincing him, I'm just like, come on, let's do that, and we'll go to IHOP after. So it was 4 a.m, and we both couldn't sleep. So he's like, all right, fine, we'll go do it. The whole time he's like, what was that? What was that? What was that over there? I was like, dude, there's nothing here. We walked through for like 30 minutes. Nothing happened. It was just really pretty, really nice out. And then we went to go eat IHOP.
Scariest. This story is probably one of the scary. I have, again, it's probably a crazy person story. I welcome way too much stuff near me. Me and my friends went, for the sake of viewers, because I know some people don't like me saying the full term, the creatures that take your skin, SWs, as some people call them. We went to go hunting for them. This is my idea. I'm not doing it again. It was last year about, I would say around December. It was late, like winter time. And I was like, guys, I have an amazing idea. And they're like, no, please don't make us do this. And I went, come on, it'll be so much fun. And I ended up roping in my 2 best friends, Matthew and Zane. And I was like, all right, we're going to go hunting. And they're like, no, what do you mean by that? I was like, we're going to go in our cars and we're going to go down a super haunted road where a bunch of car accidents happen. A bunch of people have gone missing. We're going to go there and have fun. And they were like, God. At what hour, Jackson? Because I'm not 1 a.m. I hate you, was their response. So we fill up our cars. We get some like lights, different types of sensors and equipment. We're like, let's go have fun. We drive, and we ended up doing like a 45-minute drive to this location. And I'm like, I've seen some weird stuff on this road. This is a place where I've encountered some really weird stuff myself, which again, I have more stories tied to this road and places like it. So let's just go hunt. Let's just have a little bit of fun. And again, I know I wasn't going crazy when I saw stuff because my best buddy in the world, I call my brother Matthew. Both of them I consider brothers, Matthew and Zane. Matthew has asthma. He freaked out so bad we had to get his inhaler and speed off like as fast as we could away from this road by the end of this night. But we get out the car, we're walking around for a little bit, and we're like, yo, Blank, come on, homie. Like, I do you a favor, you do me a favor. We get you on camera. We laugh. Maybe like we brought snacks. We got Butterfingers in the back of the car if you want some. Like, we were just joking around, right? And at first there wasn't anything crazy. And I started to hear I heard like a weird knock on a tree. And it was just like 5 knocks. And I was like, what the? I quickly turned. And I didn't see the person. I just saw a head staring at me from a ditch on the side of the road, just looking dead up at me. I was like, oh, hell no. Nope, bye. Sprint off to the car, grab Matthew by his arm and go, we're leaving now. Dart to the car. Zane at this point is already in the car. Matthew turns around. I have never heard him scream like that in my entire life. Shoves me to the car. Literally like full-blown forcing me to accelerate. Gets in the car. He's hyperventilating. And my brother Zane slams on the gas and we bolt past the road. Because what Matthew told me was it scuttered. It didn't walk. It full-blown, like all fours, like it was broken, like it got hit by a car, almost like a person got hit by a car, reached out of and sprinted at him, which is why he was shoving me so hard. We get out. He's hyperventilating, borderline panic attack. We had to give him asthma, give him water and ice. And we got back to the house. So I've had some like creepy clowns and random stuff happen in my neighborhood. We saw a doll on the side of the road, like as if someone threw it out. And we're like, nope, go in the house, lock the doors. We didn't sleep that night. I had a baseball bat. Matthew had a kitchen knife. Zane had a taser. And we're all just standing by the front door and go, do it. We're ready. We go into the living room and we end up just all sitting in a circle literally for the rest of the night, chugging energy drinks, refusing to go to sleep. Because we were that freaked out by this whole circumstance. I mean, if you saw, could have been a woman laying down. It could have been, I don't know what it was. It was a person's head staring at me in the ditch. And my immediate reaction, I didn't think, oh, it's the monster. My reaction was, crazy homeless person is about to charge at me from the ditch. No, I'm good.
It reminds me of the regular show Halloween episode where everyone's got a weapon and they're hiding in their rooms. That's when you started saying like everyone's got a weapon and we're all sitting in the living room waiting at the door. That's what I was thinking of when Muscle Man comes with the shotgun.
It was so much worse because our living room has a bunch of windows. So like there'd be every couple of minutes, like you would see like one of us would like start freaking out because we swore we saw something in reflection. And most of the time I'd be like, nah, we didn't see anything. We're going crazy. It's like, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're probably just losing our minds, sleep deprived. Yeah, it's fine. And this actually ties to another story where my friend swears up and down he saw a giant, like he heard a giant croak of a frog. And it scared him so bad he almost pissed his pants. And he ended up sprinting down the road. There's just so many dumb stories. Me and my buddies go, you know what? It's Halloween season. We're going to go ghost hunting, even though it never has ended well once.
Yeah. Well, I think that we did a really good job of, telling all our crazy stories of stuff that's happened. I think next podcast, we're talking about Harvest Homecoming, which is something that goes on in New Albany. It's lots of fun. But yeah.
He needs to go. He's the fresh meat that has not went.
Yeah, you said you haven't gone.
I'm
very excited.
You haven't either?
What? I didn't know that.
Oh, we gotta go.
Well, we're gonna talk about all the amazing things that are there and what you need to
so
check
good.
out and that you need to go there.
It's so good. Oh.
So, this is us signing off.
Bye-bye.